I'm Jimmy's John's, and I have high-quality, reasonably priced sandwiches.
Tired of burgers and fries? This list of the 10 best chain sandwich shops ranked will help you find your next favorite lunch spot in no time. Oh, and it might not be the place you thought of at first. Atlanta Bread Company.
It puts bread on the table.
Rye or pumpernickel?
The Atlanta Bread Company understands that the perfect sandwich starts with freshly baked bread from scratch, and in this department, they will never let you down.
I won't fail you.
Though amazing bread is a good start, it's not the only thing that makes a stellar sandwich, and their bread is really where they shine. The ultimate sandwich needs to check all the boxes, though: bread, filling, and creativity. And at the Atlanta Bread Company, you need strategic selection methods. So when trying something off their sandwich menu, remember that more is more. The best options are found on their signature list. For example, try their California avocado sandwich with zesty dill sauce. If melted cheese is more your style, their paninis are also first-rate. Who can resist the allure of a grilled Cubano panini with ham, Swiss, and dill pickles? You want to have something you couldn't make yourself, so why not be adventurous and pick something a little wild for a change? Subway.
Meet Greendale's newest student, Subway.
If you ranked Subway by pure quality alone, it admittedly might not be on this list. There's something that needs to be said for pure convenience, however. They are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Their impressive empire earns them a deserved spot on this list regardless of their quality. If you're jumping on the Subway train for the first time, here are some key strategies to ensure you get the best experience possible. Go to a high-traffic store. Toppings tend to get wilted in some less traveled locations, so if you aim for ones that go through lots of veggies daily, you're more likely to get fresh toppings. Get it toasted, and remember, everything tastes better with melted cheese. Toasting also hides slightly dried out bread that's been sitting out for a few hours. Don't add sweet onion sauce to the sweet onion sub. There is already so much sauce on the sweet onion chicken. If you value your taste buds, don't ask for more. Ask for no bag unless you actually need it. This doesn't help the sandwich quality, but it does help with your environmental guilt. Simple is best. Lower your expectations and go for something classic and simple. If you aim for something incredible, you are sure to be disappointed. Oh, and don't Google the tuna. Quiznos.
My toasty stop!
Quiznos was once known as an innovative sandwich shop because they believed in the magic of toasting their creations. They were loaded with delicious chef-designed toppings, and you could pile on as many banana peppers as you could handle. All of this was wrapped in soft artisan bread and was much too delicious to be considered fast food. Though this sounds like heaven on a bun, unfortunately, Quiznos no longer has their influencer status and is in danger of being blocked. While it's still yummy, they took a big hit when other fast food joints realized that toasting was trendy, and Quiznos was no longer the cool kid on the block. They have another weakness, though, which might be another reason for their disintegrating popularity. Quiznos boasts a slightly smaller size and a higher price tag than their main rival, Subway. Clearly, in America, a bargain will eventually beat out quality. Still, if you want a sandwich that will bring you back to the good old days when simplicity reigned, you won't be disappointed. They are still as tasty as ever, and even though their popularity has faltered, quality is still their top priority, even if they don't always live up to their attempted standards. Wich.
You really are the brightest witch of your age I've ever met.
In a world full of sandwich shops, sometimes you need a gimmick to stand out. You need to create different combinations than what people will make at home, and you need to be super different from the other restos on the block. So what was Wich's winnovation? Wich completely overturned the ordering process. You no longer had to shout your order over a counter like a muggle and just accept whatever standard toppings were provided. Instead, you grab a bag and a Sharpie and create your own adventure. You'll be so excited, sticking check marks everywhere that you might even forget your name.
We threw out his name!
Once you've selected your toppings and labeled your goodie bag as yours, the only thing left is to hand it to the cashier and wait for the magic to happen. You won't even need to up the data plan on your phone because the sandwiches will be ready before you know it. As exciting as the ordering system is, it's not the only appeal about the place. People wouldn't keep coming back if the sandwiches were no good. In fact, they have a sandwich-faction guarantee that if you aren't happy with your order, they will either replace or refund it. Now that's a witch you can trust. Panera Bread.
Pepperoni, flatbread pizza. That's me.
Panera Bread has many options on its diverse menu, and it should be no shock that a wide array of artisan sandwiches are part of it. Since it's primarily known as a bakery, Panera, unsurprisingly, takes the bread-first approach. They believe that a good sandwich starts with good bread.
Could it be? It's bread!
While they're not wrong, the journey to the perfect sandwich can't stop there. But don't worry, Panera's appeal does go beyond tasty baked goods. The other element that Panera perfected is that everything on the menu looks outstanding. So if you're hoping for a sandwich that actually might look better than it tastes, this is undoubtedly a spot not to miss. Another cool thing about Panera, it's a classy mix between fast food and sit-down dining. They have somehow found a comfortable middle ground that appeals to many people. It's an appropriately casual dining option for the Gen Xers and quasi-fancy visit for those more at home on plastic chairs. So what's missing? Why isn't Panera the hands-down #1 on this list? It's hard to believe, but the sandwiches are sometimes underwhelming. They're good, but not incredible, even though at first glance it looks like they will be. But they look pretty cool on TikTok. Firehouse Subs.
I was just on fire.
Fire! Fire!
911, we have a sandwich emergency. Where should we go for lunch? Firehouse Subs, of course. Their name is inspired by some of the world's biggest heroes, so they have quite the reputation to live up to. And do they ever live up to it? The thing that makes Firehouse Subs stand out from the crowd is that they focus on quality from the inside out. Not only do they stuff a hero-sized portion of meat and cheese onto every roll, but they also steam the meats and cheeses before they assemble your sandwich.
Why?
Well, why not? It creates an explosion of freshness and flavor that can't be found anywhere else. Once you've gotten used to this kind of service, imagine going back to those lame joints where they just slap cold turkey on your sub. While you might be a little skeptical of the power of steam, you certainly won't be disappointed by the sheer density of these sandwiches. They are firm believers that meat, cheese, and tasty sauce are what makes a sandwich epic, not the delicate layering of veggies. And of course, they are also obsessed with fire, so you always have a choice between a variety of hot sauces, too. So if you're looking for a classic sub that's overstuffed with mouth-watering meat and cheese, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Of course not. Firehouse Subs is here to the rescue. Schlotzky's.
Schlotzky's. It's a mouthful.
Regardless of whether you like their sandwiches or not, after you've visited, you're sure to go back to Schlotzky's again and again.
I'm gonna come back here for lunch every day for the rest of my life!
Once you've figured out how to pronounce Schlotzky's, you'll just be so proud that you'll want to prove to the world that you're part of the gang. Though Schlotzky's boasts an epic range of drool-worthy sandwich choices, you obviously have to start with the original. It's what made Schlotzky's Schlotzky's. The base is a sourdough bun piled high with shaved ham, cotto salami, and Genoa salami. While that sounds like a party on a bun already, the fun doesn't stop there. It's then layered with sliced tomato, shredded iceberg lettuce, red onion, and black olives. Then, just when you think they can't fit anything else, it's covered in shredded mozzarella, cheddar, and Parmesan cheese, and slathered with yellow mustard and a mysterious signature sauce. Imagine trying to fit all that into your mouth. The good news is you don't have to imagine. As long as Schlotzky's around, their original sandwich will still be there. It's the reason they're on the sandwich map, and removing it would surely be their ultimate demise. Jimmy John's.
With pickles, and can you smush it down real flat? Thanks.
Jimmy John's is one of the few large sandwich shops that knows not everyone wants the same thing from a sandwich. Many places only offer small, medium, and large subs, but Jimmy John's boasts even more variety. For instance, Jimmy John's has not forgotten that some people still like regular bread, so if you prefer the homemade sandwich experience, any of their regular-sized sandwiches can be ordered on sliced bread. They also have an unwich option, wrapped in lettuce for those who prefer a low-carb version. And anyone with a Hulk-sized appetite is in luck because they even have a giant size that comes on a whopping 16-inch French baguette. Now that's a meal suited for a mighty superhero. Jimmy John's specialty goes beyond their bread options, too. They know that when someone wants a sandwich, they want a sandwich.
I want it!
Sandwiches should be piled high and sensationally stuffed with delicious fillings and sauces. And Jimmy John's certainly hits the mark on this one. And there's one last thing. This one tell-all proves this sandwich shop knows what a perfect sandwich is, and it's here to take over the world. You can order your sandwich with a side of pickle. Potbelly Sandwich Shop.
I am an abomination!
When you think of a sandwich, sometimes you think of a couple of cold, dry pieces of bread with a single slice of ham and cheese slapped on in between, maybe with mayo and mustard. But Potbelly Sandwich Shop is here to tell you that if that's what you think a sandwich is, then you're doing it wrong. Sandwiches should be warm, fully loaded, and bursting with mouth-watering goodness. Take their A Wreck sandwich. Turkey breast, ham, roast beef, salami, and Swiss cheese. Load it up with your favorite veggies and sauces, and it'll be so irresistibly tasty, it'll blow your mind. Of course, all of this is served warm for the perfect sandwich experience every time.
Steamy.
Potbelly's also has a simple grilled cheese or peanut butter and jelly to satisfy even the pickiest eaters. Their specialty doesn't end at fully loaded subs, though. They also have a famous blend of hot peppers that will surely get your eyes tingling. So if you're a fan of spicy food, you're totally in luck. Their peppers are so popular that they're sold separately in jars. Now you can make your own Potbelly sandwich at home. But really, we'd much rather pay to get someone else to do it. We'd probably forget something anyway. Jersey Mike's.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look, Red, I'm no hero. I'm just a guy from Jersey, okay?
In 1956, when everyone else in Point Pleasant, New Jersey was suntanning on the Jersey Shore, a guy named Mike was deep in creation mode, perfecting his sandwich-making technique. He knew that quality was what he needed for his business to thrive, and his sandwich shop became a staple in the area. Mike's obsession with quality has become an essential element of Jersey Mike's success. Who can argue with consistent freshness? They bake their bread in-store every day, they slice their meats and cheeses when you order, and they only offer the highest quality fresh veggies on top. They also have a secret. A secret sauce is the true sign of a quality restaurant, and Jersey Mike's is no exception. It's a unique blend of red wine vinegar, olive oil, and pure magic.
I kinda like it.
It gives the subs an impressive punch that makes them so delicious that you'll want to keep coming back for more. It all comes together to create an impressive menu that blows other sandwich shops out of the water. Seriously, you won't be able to stop until the very last crumb. Order up more great videos, just tap or click. And hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.